With 3 laps to go at Rockingham, this race was over. The winner was set. Nobody was catching him. And then Kyle Busch made one move into turn 3. That just wiped out the finish and took multiple drivers with it. And once you understand why he made that move, you're not going to look at how he races the same way again. Here's what you need going in. Kyle Busch, top 5. Final laps at Rockingham. Not leading, but close enough that one move changes everything. And here's the part that actually matters. Kyle Busch doesn't make random moves. When he puts his truck somewhere uncomfortable, it's on purpose. So what he chose to do in turn 3 with 3 laps to go is either the most decisive race-winning move of his career, or the clearest proof of why drivers don't trust him late in races. After you see it, you'll know exactly which one if you go back 20 laps. This wasn't sudden, it was building. And this is the part most people missed. Busch starts entering turn 3 just a little higher than he needs to. Not dramatically, just enough. Enough to squeeze the truck beside him. Enough to make that driver adjust his own line, to compensate. And slowly, that gap to the leader starts closing. Not on the straights, in the corners. Which tells you exactly where he's planning to make his move. 20 laps of positioning, 1 corner to execute, 3 laps on the clock turn 3. Final laps. Busch goes low, looking for the inside line, but he's not clear. His nose is at the door of the truck outside him, not past it. Pause it right here. In racing, you have to be past the door to own the corner. He wasn't, he went anyway. That's not a mistake, that's a decision. And he knew exactly what that meant. And that decision ended multiple races instantly. His right rear clips the left front of the truck beside him, mid-corner, at speed. The truck outside snaps sideways. Not a slow spin, a snap. And every driver behind them has less than half a second to react. Some made it, others had nowhere to go. In under 2 seconds, 400 laps of racing became completely irrelevant. Now go back. Watch his right rear tire right before that contact. Watch exactly where it's tracking. Tell me honestly, is that a racing move? Or is that crossing the line? Because if that doesn't change your read on this, nothing will. The crowd at Rockingham went quiet. Not the quiet of a close finish. The quiet of 20,000 people processing the same thing simultaneously. And over the radios, you can hear it. Drivers talking over each other, cutting off mid-sentence. You can hear guys stepping on each other's radios. Because nobody's waiting their turn to speak. And when the trucks crossed the line, the celebration felt like an obligation. Because everyone there knew that finish wasn't decided by who drove the best for 400 laps. It was decided by one move in turn 3 before my take. Let me give you the other side fairly. Some people will look at that and say, that's just hard racing. You see a gap, you take it. This is Rockingham, not a parade lap. And there's real truth in that. Racing at this level rewards aggression. It rewards drivers who go where others won't. I understand that argument completely, but here's where it breaks down. There's a difference between taking a gap and manufacturing one through contact that was never clean to begin with. Busch didn't have that corner. He took it anyway, and accepted that someone else would pay the price. And that decision is exactly why drivers saw that move. And now they know exactly who they're racing. And more importantly, how to race him when it matters. This is exactly how you win races and slowly lose the garage. Because in racing, reputation is currency, and he just spent a lot of it. What you saw in turn 3 isn't just a racing move. It's a specific mindset. Win now, deal with the fallout later. And here's what makes that mindset genuinely dangerous. It's not that it costs you, it's that it keeps working just enough to trap you in it. Because success hides the damage. By the time you see it, it's already too late. Every time it pays off, it reinforces the belief that the move was right, even while the people around you are quietly adjusting how they deal with you, even while the trust is eroding in ways you can't measure yet. Short-term wins built on breaking trust always come back with interest. That's not a racing lesson. That's just how it works. Everywhere. Here's what actually happens from here. The drivers caught in that wreck don't carry a grudge. They carry information. Next time Kyle Busch is beside them in the final laps, they know exactly how much room he gets, which is less than he got today. And this feeds a conversation NASCAR can't keep avoiding. Not about Kyle Busch specifically, but about what's defining late race finishes in this era. Not who drove the cleanest race for 400 laps, but who was willing to risk the most in the final 3. Rockingham just gave that argument a name. And a very specific corner to point to. What looked like a routine race at Rockingham ended in a way nobody agreed on. Some people will defend that move for years. Others are completely done giving him the benefit of the doubt. But here's what's actually true. The next time Kyle Busch is in this position, he's not getting raced the same way. And when that moment comes, this move is going to matter a lot more than it does right now. Because in this sport, nothing gets forgotten. And that move in turn 3, that's not over. That's just waiting.